What's going on, guys? My name is WolfeyVGC and I am the 2016 Pokemon VGC World Champion. One of the most iconic members of my World's winning team was the bulky Endeavor Raichu I used, and with Sun and Moon coming out soon and me being incredibly hyped for it, I wanted to make a video talking about what I think Alolan Raichu needs in order to become a viable competitive Pokemon in VGC. Obviously, this is only speculation as we don't really know anything about next year's VGC rule set, and we still have a lot to find out about Sun and Moon. But I still think it's really interesting to talk about potential sets and ideas for Raichu. If you want to see more content on my thoughts on Sun and Moon, make sure to leave a like on this video. VGC metagames typically feature Pokemon with Intimidate, and even though we saw a lot of Volt Tackle Raichu throughout the VGC 16 season, overall, especially based Raichu is more consistent in my opinion since it can preserve its Focus Sash by not breaking it with Volt Tackle. Raichu's biggest weakness is its paper-thin defense stat, and while there are some tricks to make it bulkier, Alolan Raichu would really benefit competitively from a little more in its base defense and special defense stats, even if it means giving up some physical attack. Lastly, I'd like to see Alolan Raichu keep Lightning Rod as its hidden ability, as Lightning Rod is an amazing tool in VGC that few competitively viable Pokemon get. Alolan Raichu's new Psychic typing adds a couple of new dimensions to the classic Electric Mouse. Psychic-type Pokemon typically have a pretty good array of support moves, such as Skill Swap, Hypnosis, Gravity, Recover, Cosmic Power, the list goes on, and Psychic-type Pokemon even get the occasional out-of-place move, like Will-O-Wisp on Alakazam. Support moves are great, but Alolan Raichu's new typing adds more than just support. Psychic-type Pokemon have always been a staple in VGC. Cresselia has been an incredibly common sight in VGC, and VGC 16 Bronzong got its time to shine throughout the season, and back in the day, Latios was a common sight as well. Psychic typing is good for multiple reasons. It is only weak to Dark, Ghost, and the not-so-common Bug, and in return hits a lot of Pokemon for at least neutral or super effective damage. With the introduction of Fairy typing, Poison-type Pokemon finally are getting a little more appreciation than in the past. Mega Gengar won Worlds this year, and Amoonguss won Worlds back in VGC 2015. The increase in Poison Pokemon, however, only serves to make Alolan Raichu more of a threat, especially if it gets a sizable increase in special attack. In terms of potential new moves in Raichu, I think there are a bunch of really cool options before even considering new Generation 7 moves. First, there are a lot of straightforward offensive moves, Psychic and Psyshock, increasing Raichu's coverage and lowering its weakness to opposing Lightning Rod Pokemon, a problem both Marcus Dadter and I realized during our top 4 match at the 2016 Pokemon World Championships. Next, I think access to support moves like Calm Mind, Recover, Trick Room, Trick, Wonder Room, Magic Room, and coverage moves, Dazzling Gleam and Icy Wind, would make Alolan Raichu extremely varied. Let's take a look at some potential sets for these cool new moves. For most of its VGC history, Raichu had a very straightforward job to do. It would typically hold a Focus Sash and play a supportive role, helping to protect teammates using Lightning Rod and Fake Out, while also offering other strong supportive options with Encore, Feint, and Nuzzle. This set translates pretty smoothly to Raichu's new Alolan form. Alolan Raichu still offers that fast Fake Out, which is such a valuable asset in VGC. But, with the addition of its new Psychic typing, Alolan Raichu gains several new options. A lot will depend on Raichu's specific move pool, but for this set, I would recommend maximum investment in special attack and speed, with the held item of Focus Sash helping to extend Raichu's longevity. As for moves, I would definitely recommend Fake Out, your choice of Thunderbolt or Volt Switch, either Psychic or Psyshock, and your choice of Feint, Nuzzle, Protect, or perhaps a new supporting move that Raichu learns. The idea behind this set is fairly straightforward. Offer a super fast Fake Out user with great support options, while also offering good offensive coverage to chip away at the opponent if they try to ignore Raichu. The next set I would recommend is an updated version of the set I used to win the 2016 Pokemon World Championships. The Raichu I used was bulky and focused heavily on playing a supportive role, using Fake Out and Nuzzle to disrupt, Volt Switch to gain positioning, and Endeavor to deal damage to high base HP Pokemon. The moveset capitalized on my Raichu's survivability. Alolan Raichu could play a similar role, but with several key differences. The most significant difference is that Alolan Raichu will be unable to learn Endeavor, due to the fact that Endeavor is an event-only move. Even so, Alolan Raichu's new Psychic typing and probable access to Psychic and Psyshock make that slot an easy fix. For the moveset of the bulky Alolan Raichu variant, I would recommend Fake Out, Nuzzle, Psyshock or Psychic, and your choice of Volt Switch or Thunderbolt, depending on the team, with Assault Vest as the item. As for its ability, Lightning Rod will always be an incredible choice, but depending on the popularity of Tapu Koko and its Electric Surge ability, Surge Surfer could definitely be a viable ability as well. In terms of EVs and stats, I would definitely recommend investing heavily in bulk, even at the expense of special attack and speed. Raichu's natural bulk is rather lackluster, which actually means that investing a decent amount of bulk ends up going a long way in the long term. With this Raichu set, I would personally recommend going 1 point faster than a common Pokemon you want to at speed, for example Kangaskhan in the VGC 2016 metagame, and not investing any more speed than that to optimize the spread. The next set I want to touch on features a bit of a more unconventional approach, but could in my opinion be an innovative approach to Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu puts a lot of pressure on the opposing team with its strong dual stab moves and its access to fake out. Opponents will need to tread very carefully around Alolan Raichu, and that's where this fun set comes in. Raichu currently does not have access to the move Calm Mind, but with Alolan Raichu's chilled out surfer dude vibe and psychic typing, I could definitely see that changing in the future. And if it does, Calm Mind Alolan Raichu would be a very scary Pokemon indeed. Not only does Calm Mind increase Alolan Raichu's survivability, but it also boosts its special attack. When combined with the fact that psychic and electric typing will already hit most Pokemon for at least neutral damage, a boosted Alolan Raichu has the potential to instantly become a terrifying threat to opposing teams. And that's before we even consider potential electric terrain to boost its electric type attacks and speed even further. I really love the idea of an unexpected build capitalizing on opponents who try to play too safe against it in the early game, and you could even drop a coverage move in favor of recover, depending on the team, making Raichu even harder to get rid of. The EV distribution of the set could go many different ways, and will largely depend in part on the metagame. I could see a spread working that goes completely offensive with special attack and speed, or a spread that is slightly bulkier with less special attack in exchange for more bulk. A lot will depend on Raichu's base stats of course, but I think there's a lot of flexibility regardless in the build of this set in particular. The last set I want to touch on features a concept that would be completely preposterous on Raichu's old formy, but makes a lot of sense with the new Alolan formy. I think Alolan Raichu has the potential to be a very scary Choice Scarf or Choice Specs Pokemon for a number of reasons. First, Raichu has access to a very fast fake out, meaning it is very rare that the opponent will launch a fake out of their own at it. Next, Raichu's dual stab typing and coverage means it can catch opponents off guard who underestimate its power on the spec set, or opponents who attempt to outspeed it on the scarf set. Without using move slots on supporting options, Raichu has the option to run coverage moves, such as Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power Ice, and potentially even Icy Wind, to help it deal with dragons and ground type Pokemon that might otherwise give it trouble. Raichu's access to Stab Volt Switch, when combined with its high base speed, is incredibly useful here, allowing it to help switch around to aid positioning while also dealing sizable damage. Lastly, Raichu's new psychic typing means it probably will have access to Trick, allowing Raichu to shut down supporting Pokemon that focus more on defensive play. For this set, I would recommend the moveset of Psychic, Volt Switch, and then 2 out of Hidden Power Ice, Dazzling Gleam, Icy Wind, Trick, and Thunderbolt. The EVs for this set will depend on the item, but overall I would try and use the least possible investment in speed while still outspeeding the important metagame Pokemon, with enough special attack to get necessary KOs, and the rest in bulk. Alolan Raichu is a Pokemon that has a lot of potential going into next year's season, and I would love to see it make waves. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and go ahead and tell me what Sun and Moon Pokemon you want me to cover next in the comments below. Thanks for watching guys, see you next time.